When Nipper took the light that night, we were just angry. We didn't know the darkness was protecting us, because when the power finally came back and we opened that freezer, the smell that came out was not from bad meat, it was something that used to breathe, and that was the moment I knew we had moved into the wrong house. I've never told this story fully before. Even now, I still check my doors twice at night. This happened in 2023. I had just gotten a better job in Ikeja. Not big money, but enough for me and my girlfriend, Amoka, to move out of her cousin's place. We found the apartment on Facebook Marketplace, 2-bedroom flat. Cheap. Too cheap, but in Lagos, when rent is affordable, you don't ask too many questions. We went to see it the next day. The compound was quiet. Only 3 flats. Ours was at the back. The paint outside was new, but something about the place felt empty. No children playing. No neighbors sitting outside. Just silence. The landlord, a tall man with tribal marks, met us at the gate. He didn't smile much. Previous tenant travel, he said quickly when I asked where the place was available. Travel where? I asked. Abroad. That was all. Inside, the flat looked okay. Clean tiles. Small kitchen. Old fridge and freezer included. That was when I noticed the smell. It wasn't strong. Just faint. Like something had spoiled before and someone tried to clean it. Amoka noticed too. Do you smell that? She whispered. I nodded. The landlord quickly opened windows. It has been locked for weeks, he said. That's why. We wanted to leave. But rent in that area was almost double elsewhere. And my salary had just started, so we paid. The first week was normal. The smell would come and go. Sometimes stronger at night. It always seemed to come from the kitchen. I checked the sink, the cupboards, even the ceiling. Nothing. One evening, Amoka said something that made my stomach turn. Why is the freezer plugged in when it's empty? I went to check. She was right. The freezer was running. But when I opened it, it was empty. No ice. No food. Nothing, just cold air. Maybe the landlord forgot to unplug it, I said, but that didn't explain the smell. We started joking about it. Maybe Yahoo boys used this place before. Amoka laughed nervously. In Nigeria, once something smells strange and the landlord acts weird, your mind goes to ritual. But we still stayed. 2 weeks later, strange things started happening. One night around 1 a.m., we heard something drop in the kitchen. I grabbed the knife and went to check. Nothing, but the freezer door was slightly open. I closed it properly. The next morning, it was open again. I told Amoka maybe the rubber was weak. She didn't laugh this time. Then came the day Nipper took light for almost 24 hours. That heat in Lagos is wicked. By evening, the house felt like an oven. The smell became stronger. Not just spoiled food, something sour. Heavy. Thick. We sprayed air freshener. It didn't help, Amoka said. I think it's coming from the freezer. But it's empty, I said. Still, we didn't open it again. We just waited for light. Around 9 p.m., power came back. The freezer started humming loudly, too loudly. We looked at each other. Let's just check, Amoka said. I don't know why my hands were shaking. I opened it. At first, I thought it was meat wrapped in black nylon. Big, heavy nylon tied with rope. It wasn't there before, I'm sure of it. We had checked days ago. Did you buy something and forget? Amoka asked. My heart was beating fast. No, the smell hit harder when I touched the nylon. It wasn't just bad meat, it was something worse. I slowly untied the rope, and I saw fingers, human fingers, dark, swollen, bent in a strange way. Amoka screamed so loud the neighbors finally came out of their houses. I fell back. The nylon rolled open a little more. It wasn't a full body. It looked like parts, cut, wrapped, stuffed inside. I couldn't breathe. Someone shouted, "Call police." I couldn't even move. Police came around 11 p.m. They asked many questions. Who owns the house? When did you move in? Did you touch anything? The landlord's number was switched off. By midnight, the compound was full of people. One of the older neighbors finally spoke. He said the previous tenant didn't travel abroad. He said she was a young woman who lived alone. She dated a guy people suspected was into Yahoo. They used to fight a lot. One day, she disappeared. The landlord said she relocated. Nobody reported it. Police broke the freezer fully. There was more inside, not just hands. They found a head wrapped. Separately, I threw up outside. Amoka fainted. The next morning, police told us something that made it worse. The freezer had a hidden compartment at the bottom, double layer. That was why the smell wasn't too strong before. When the power went off, everything started defrosting. That was when the smell escaped. The body had been there for weeks, maybe months. We had been sleeping in that house, cooking, laughing, living, with a dead person in our kitchen. The landlord was arrested 3 days later. He was hiding in a bordon. During investigation, they found out he helped the boyfriend cover it up. The boyfriend killed the girl during a fight, not ritual, not Yahoo sacrifice, just anger. He panicked. They caught the body and hid it in the freezer, planning to move it later, but something happened between them. Money issues. The boyfriend ran away. The landlord never removed it. Instead, he cleaned the house, painted it, and rented it to us, with the body still inside. We moved out immediately, didn't even wait for rent refund. For weeks, Amoka couldn't sleep. Every time Nipa took light, she would cry. Even me. I still hear that freezer humming in my dreams, the police later said. The girl's family had been searching for her for months. They thought she ran away with a man. They didn't know she was inside a freezer in a rented apartment. Till today, I ask myself one question. When we first opened that freezer and it was empty, was it truly empty, or were we too blind to see? Because I swear, that black nylon was not there before, and sometimes, late at night, I remember something else. The first week we moved in, I once heard what sounded like light knocking from the kitchen. I ignored it. I told myself it was the fridge motor. Maybe it was, or maybe it wasn't. We thought it was Yahoo ritual. That was easier to believe. It felt distant. But the truth was worse. It was just a normal man, angry, violent, protected by silence, and we almost lived on top of that secret forever. If Nipa didn't take that light, we might have never known what was inside that freezer, and that thought scares me more than anything. I didn't think the story would follow us after we left that house, but it did. For weeks, we stayed in a small hotel near Ojodu. I couldn't focus at work. Amoka barely spoke. Anytime someone opened a fridge in the hotel kitchen, that smell would come back in my head, rotten, heavy, human. Police called me back for questioning the following week. They wanted a full written statement. That was when I found out something I didn't know before. The girl's name was Kemi. She was 26. She worked in a bank in Yoba. Her boyfriend wasn't just into Yahoo like people said. He had already been arrested once for online fraud but was released on bail. According to the police, neighbors had reported loud fights many times. But nobody wanted to put mouth in another person's relationship. One of the officers told me quietly, if somebody had reported it properly, maybe this girl would still be alive. That sentence stayed with me. The boyfriend was eventually caught in Benin. He had tried to escape through the border. When they arrested him, he denied everything at first. Then he confessed, not ritual, not sacrifice, just a fight that went too far. Kemi had found messages on his phone from another woman. She threatened to leave. He got angry. He pushed her. She hit her head on the edge of the table. She didn't die immediately. She was still breathing. He panicked. Instead of taking her to hospital, he called the landlord. That part made my stomach twist. The landlord, a grown man, a father, he came over. Instead of helping her, they waited. By the time they realized she was gone, it was too late, and instead of reporting it, they decided to hide it. They caught her body in the bathroom, used knives from the kitchen, wrapped everything, put it inside the freezer. The officer said they planned to dispose of it in parts. But fear and greed got in the way. They started arguing about money. The boyfriend ran. the landlord decided to just leave it there temporarily. Temporary became months. Then he rented the flat to us, like nothing happened. When I heard all this, something inside me changed, because I remembered something clearly. The day we went to inspect the house, the landlord was standing directly in front of the freezer, blocking it. I didn't think anything of it then, now I know why. We tried to move on. We got another apartment in a busier area. More noise. More neighbors. That felt safer, but things were not normal between me and Amoka anymore. She would wake up suddenly at night. "Do you hear that?" She would whisper, "What?" Like something knocking. Sometimes I would hear it too, but it wasn't real. It was just memory. At least that's what I told myself. 2 months later, something strange happened. I received a call from an unknown number. The voice was low. "Are you the one that found the body?" My chest tightened. "Yes." "Who is this?" The line went silent for a few seconds. Then the person said, "You people should have minded your business." The call ended. I stood there for almost 5 minutes without moving. I reported it to the police immediately. They traced the number. It was registered to a random name, probably fake. The officer told me not to worry. But how do you not worry after hearing that? For days, I kept checking behind me on the road. I started avoiding late nights. Amoka begged me not to talk about the case to anyone. She was scared someone connected to the boyfriend might try something. In Nigeria, you don't underestimate people with money and connections. The trial started 6 months later. We were called to testify. Seeing the boyfriend in court was different from seeing his picture. He looked normal, calm, almost bored. If I saw him on the street, I would never think he was capable of cutting someone into pieces. The landlord avoided eye contact the entire time. When it was my turn to speak, my voice shook. I described the smell, the freezer, the nylon, the fingers. The courtroom was silent. Kemi's mother started crying. That sound broke something inside me, because until that moment, the story felt like something that happened to us. Now it felt real. A person was gone forever. After court that day, something unexpected happened. Kemi's mother came to meet us outside. She held Amoka's hand and said, "Thank you." Amoka started crying immediately. The woman said if we didn't find her daughter, they would have kept believing she ran away. At least now, they had truth. That word, truth, it didn't feel comforting. It felt heavy. The boyfriend was sentenced to life. The landlord got many years too. People online argued about it. Some said it was too harsh. Some said it wasn't enough. For me, no sentence could erase the image in my head. Sometimes, I still think about that first week in the apartment. The light knocking sound, the freezer door opening by itself, the smell that came and went. Was it just pressure building inside? Was it just our imagination? Or was it our minds trying to warn us before we understood what we were smelling? I don't know, but I know this. If NEPA didn't take that light for almost 24 hours, we might still be there, sleeping peacefully, cooking, living normally, with death sealed under frozen air. That scares me more than any ritual story, because it proves something simple. The real horror is not always spiritual. Sometimes it is just human, and sometimes it is sitting quietly in your kitchen, waiting for the power to go out.